Genesis 9:1 through 10:32. Devotional focus verse. And God said, "This is the token of the covenant, which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth." Genesis 9:12 and 13. Promises are a familiar part of our lives. Business agreements, international treaties, political alliances, and legal settlements appear every day in the news. Personal commitments are made and financial deals negotiated. Warranties and guarantees accompany purchases. Bargains are advertised and pledges are made. Some of these many promises are kept, some are not. Promises made by God, however, are certain to be kept. We read in today's passage about the covenant God made with Noah following the flood. A covenant is an attestation that goes beyond a promise. It is defined as a formal agreement of legal validity, especially one under seal. When the God of the whole universe makes a covenant with man, it is the most venerable agreement because embedded in the covenant is the full weight of the name, honor, character, and deity of God. It is awe-inspiring to consider the security given to Noah as the recipient of a covenant with God. When Noah and his family came out of the ark, they discovered a world very different from what it had been prior to the flood. The surroundings, they knew, had become a wasteland. While in the ark, no doubt their focus had been on the raging waters surrounding them, their survival, and the thousands of animals that were with them. After the flood, the waters that covered the earth obscured the vast devastation for a few more months. However, when the waters receded and the inhabitants of the ark first assessed the changed world around them, it is likely this lone family felt uncertain and vulnerable. It was true that the Lord had saved them from the flood, but the desolation was now part of their history. They knew that since it happened once, it could happen again. Perhaps they wondered how long it would be before another flood would come and what its outcome would be. The Lord was attentive to their concerns, just as He is attentive to our concerns today. He responded by establishing a covenant with them, promising that He would never again destroy the world with water. From that day forward, the rainbow would be visible as a seal of His promise. God's promises are sure. The earth's order and seasons are still preserved, and the beauty of rainbows in every part of the world and to every generation still remind us of God's faithfulness to His Word. Background information. When Noah and his family came out of the ark, the 8 survivors ushered in a new beginning for the human race. Chapters 9 and 10 of Genesis cover the latter life of Noah and his descendants. Chapter 9 begins with God's second command to Noah to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. See also Genesis 1:28 and 8:17. Though mankind had sinned and judgment had fallen, God's divine purpose still included man. He was still to reproduce and fill the earth with His kind. God reminded Noah that he had been created in the image of God, see verse 6, and thus had a unique status. He reestablished man's dominion over the animal kingdom and sanctioned the eating of meat, but with the prohibition that man was not to eat flesh in which the blood remained. In verses 8 through 17, God established a new covenant with Noah and his descendants, giving the pledge of the rainbow as a sign of this covenant. Verses 18 through 27 begin the account of Noah's sons. This passage relates the breakdown of respect for human dignity within Noah's family. Honor for parents and the cohesiveness of the family unit rapidly deteriorated, and the corruption of moral standards were evidence of the carnal nature of man that continued on in Noah's descendants. Verse 21 indicates that Noah drank of the wine. Commentators observe that this is the first time the production of wine is referred to in Scripture. Thus, Noah possibly did not comprehend the intoxicating power of fermented juice. In verse 25, Noah prophetically cursed Canaan, the son of Ham, who had disrespected him. Ancient literature and archaeological remains verify that in the years that followed, Canaanite religion included child sacrifice, idolatry, religious prostitution, and divination. God expressly warned Israel against copying Canaan's ways. Noah also blessed Shem and Japheth. Chapter 9 concludes with the death of Noah. Chapter 10 documents the spread of Noah's family. While all of Noah's descendants were important to God, he focused especially on the line of Shem. The blessing Noah bestowed upon this son, see Genesis 9:26, was significant, for those in Shem's lineage had a major role in bearing the message of redemption to the world. Abram, the man God chose to be the founder of the Jewish nation, was a descendant of Shem. Archaeological findings give details of the nations that descended from Noah's sons, which were established between the flood and the time of Abraham. The oldest known villages were farming communities with walls and wells. Each community developed its own cult and gods, with much of the worship tied to the cycle of seasons. Eventually, these communities began to unite into religious states or empires. Conclusion: God's promises are unchangeable and His covenants are unbreakable. In a world of turmoil, what security we find in this assurance.
Genesis chapter 9. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require, at the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man. And you, be ye fruitful, and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. And God spake unto Noah, and to his sons with him, saying, And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you. And with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark, to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, This is the token of the covenant, which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. And the sons of Noah, that went forth of the ark, were Shem, and Ham, and Japheth, and Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to be an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard. And he drank of the wine, and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his 2 brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment, and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward, and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. And all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. Genesis. Chapter 10. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nations. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Phut, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, and Sapta, and Raamah, and Sabteca, and the sons of Raamah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod, he began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord, wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. Out of that land went forth Ashur, and builded Nineveh, and the city Rehoboth, and Calah. And reason between Nineveh and Calah, the same is a great city. And Mizraim begat Ludum, and Anamim, and Lehabim, and Naphtuhim. And Pathrusim, and Casluhim, out of whom came Philistine, and Caphtorim. And Canaan begat Sidon his firstborn, and Heth. And the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgasite. And the Hivite, and the Archite, and the Sinite. And the Arvadite, and the Zimmerite, and the Hamathite, and afterward were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad. And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, as thou comest to Gerar, unto Gaza, as thou goest, unto Sodom, and Gomorrah, and Admah, and Zeboim, even unto Lasha. These are the sons of Ham, after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth the elder, even to him were children born. The children of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. And the children of Aram, Uz, and Hul, and Gether, and Mash. And Arphaxad begat Salah, and Salah begat Eber. And unto Eber were born two sons, the name of one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. And Joktan begat Almodad, and Shalef, and Hazarmaveth, and Jerah. And Hadoram, and Uzal, and Deklah. And Obal, and Abimael, and Sheba. And Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab, all these were the sons of Joktan. And their dwelling was from Mesha, as thou goest unto Sephirah mount of the east. These are the sons of Shem, after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generations, in their nations, and by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood.